Everybody, I am coming to you from my favorite seat in my house. The mountains that I was in last time when I did my last video are snowed on. So here I am inside. Got a picture of Kai above me. And before I get into our series on intuition, if you could look at some of the updates in the newsletter below, we have spots available for Featherville in May and other stuff coming up, so check them out. But jumping right into intuition, and from here on out, we're probably going to talk a lot about what gets in the way. Last time we talked about the three tenets of intuition, kind of it's the hallmarks, if you will, of intuition. And today we're going to talk about something that I mention a lot, which is that thinking and awareness are two separate things. And when we are in our intuition, we are in awareness, or we're open for awareness to come to us. And when we're thinking, that's where our attention is. Our attention is in trying to sort things out. It's not in being open to the flow, or open to awareness, or open to intuition, which is all kind of the same thing. And there's two different kinds of thinking. There's the conscious kind, and then there's the unconscious kind. We will go into the unconscious stuff next time, but this time we're going to go into the conscious stuff. And one of the things that we all do when we are faced with an issue is we make a list that looks like this. All right? And that's because what we were taught to do. And we figure that if the pros outweigh the cons, then it is a good choice. But here's the thing, is the reason that we make this list is because we don't really know what the best choice is. And so we're trying to make our best guess. And that is probably the biggest hallmark, if you will, between thinking and awareness. Is thinking is what we do when we're trying to guess, make our best guess, and awareness is a direct transmission. And so there's nothing wrong with making a list. There's not anything even wrong about journaling about it, because journaling about it, making lists about it, can mine some good ideas. And it's not that they aren't valuable, because they are valuable to make your list. But what happens sometimes is we will get an intuitive nudge, or more than a nudge, that is inconvenient, or maybe is going to cause us some difficulty or some stretching, and we don't want to follow it. And so we pull out our clipboard, we pull out our to-do list, our pros and our cons, and we try to outweigh our intuition somehow. And so that's probably one of the primary ways that I myself have experienced getting in my own way of the intuition, and other people doing that as well. As you go through this process of wondering if you are consciously getting in the way of your own intuition, one of the things that you can watch out for is if you're asking the universe a question, and the answer comes, and you're like, was that intuition, or was that just my agenda, or was that just a fear, or was that just my thinking mind? If there's a reason associated with the direction you're being given, you know for sure that it's not your intuition, because intuition does not give you reasons. Now, that doesn't exclude times when we receive an intuition, and the intuition is so obvious that we already kind of know the reason. Maybe we are wise to why we need to go in a particular direction. And so the fact that a reason is present doesn't necessarily make the choice bad or the decision bad. It's just that if there is a reason involved and you're trying to sort out whether is this my intuition, or is this different part of me, it's just not your intuition. It's either your reasoning mind, or it could possibly be wisdom within you that knows, like, okay, if I go in this direction, then wisdom tells me that this is what is going to happen, because I've experienced that before. And so these things like the clipboard, or the pros and cons list, or having a reason pop up when we're making choices, none of them are necessarily bad. What I'm trying to do is really distill down how to really discern what channel intuition comes through, and what it feels like and sounds like, and more importantly, what it doesn't feel and sound like in the system. So, and reason is one of those, because the intuition is never going to give you a reason. All right, and so next time we are going to talk about more of the tricky side of the fence, if you will, which is the unconscious kind of messages and nudges and directives that we get that can sometimes feel a little like intuition. They can sometimes feel confusing. But the good news is that the mind or the ego can't hijack intuition. So, but we'll talk about that more next time. I can't wait. Talk to you then.